Hey guys, today is July the 10th of 2021, and I wanted to go over Cameco CCJ using Gann price and time technical analysis. So let's get into it. As you can see, this is the monthly chart, and target was that 200 SMA on the monthly, and it pierced it a little bit, 2190-ish, 22. As you can see the structure, Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, working on a 4, and then doing a 5. On the weekly, you can see it a little more clearer, 1, 2, 3. And you got 5 waves built in here. Now we're working on 4 possible targets, 1693 all the way to 1541 for a 4, and then eventually do a wave 5. But it's, it's strong above the 50, 100, 200, and chopping around the 20. A little weak. It's below MOBO. So that's where we're at there. On the daily, you can see that we already hit wave 5. Now we're doing a 1, 2, working on 3. 3 could be anywhere 1744 all the way to 1555, and then do a 4, and then go into wave 5. I'm leaning towards the possibility where there could be a wave 5 in August, maybe late September, but I'm more leaning on August. We'll see. And I'm going to be showing you why. What else I have here? Targets. You guys remember I had this big target here. We were chopping around. I got out, 524. Somewhere around here in 1943, I got out, and it just did like a 13% move up to here. And now it's just crackling, making lower highs and lower lows in a correction mode. As you can see in the ellipse, we got a nice pop here. Pulled back down, and the ellipse got a nice flush down, and now we're in this downward channel. There's a cycle, one of the shorter term cycles. I think this is the 54, maybe, can't remember, that is bottoming out here. So we're probably getting close to a low. I wouldn't be surprised if next week we get a nice little pop to work on, maybe, unless wave 3 is going to continue pushing lower. Do a wave 4 and then a 5, like I said, maybe go down into August as a possible low. Next chart I want to show, you can see these are the angles I use. We're here. Dewey cycles, you can see that maybe there's a possibility there could be a nice little pop, coming next week. The Gann swings are all negative. This is an average of these cycles here. This is something I'm messing around with. It's showing August as a possible low. A lot of stuff lining up for August, which I'll keep showing you for a possible good entry. Continue. This is the square I use. And you can see that right here. Let me see if I can get closer. 2190-ish was the high. This is the vibration strong point between the square and the triangle. Pivot at 53, and you can see that 17 and change and 21 and change. Cameco halts. It gets weak. So some of the techniques, again, if you look into, could show you, possibilities of why. And this is only one I found, besides other things, but this one's pretty accurate. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it nailed it. 21 and chain, it halted. If we get above 21, then, there's going to be other targets to the upside, maybe 2350, but, that remains to be seen. Fibble levels, you can see that it hit the extension of 38.2 and then kind of pulled back, and now we cracked below, using this anchor from the January, more of a fractal, and you can see that it's a little weak, can't stay above in this angle. Same thing here from the November. You can see that, I think I got this from January here. This is another one from another swing pivot. You can see that prices are a little weaker. Couldn't even hold this angle here on the short term. Action reactions line, if you guys remember, this is where we were at, and now we fell out of bed with the action reaction line. I created a new one, and this is the one from right here, these pivots, and these are the action reaction lines. So right now we're kind of like at support. The next one will be somewhere around here if we can push higher. This is my main pitchfork. You can see that we almost kissed the top range here. Cracked through the 50. Now we're at the 25%. I think this would be a great buying opportunity if we ever get to this angle. Right here. Looking at it into August will be a great opportunity to buy. Using this as a timing mechanism, it says August the 12th. So like the first week of August, this is pretty hot. This is indicating that it could possibly, if it reverses and continues going higher, that's a target of 24.87. But I'm using this more of a timing mechanism for a possible turn. I'm leaning more that we're going to probably continue going lower till August. And this is the Gann fan. This is the 1x3, and this is where I also said either the 1x4 or 1x3 possible, buying opportunities. And like I said, mostly August. There's one cycle showing September, but we'll see. We'll take it one step at a time. August would be the place, and these will be your support levels using the Gann fan. I think this is the same thing. Yep, I went over through all this. And then lastly, we use, I call this the master chart. This right here is the neural net. This is the computer algorithm. Looking for swing pivots, and it picked up the one on this top. It was off by 1 day, and now it's saying the possible turning point. I'm not going to say it's a low, but I'm just going to say it's a turning point. September 7th. That's the next one. I'm going to make another one now with all this data that we have, and just see if there's any correlations. But so far, this one nailed it. It nailed the swing from the bottom to the top. So let's see how, it behaves in the future. So we'll start out with our, spectrum cycles. You can see that maybe there's going to be a bounce coming up. This magenta. We use the composite of that. You can see that some kind of bounce will be coming up soon. Also, we're very oversold right here. And then there's another turning point on August. So we got to keep an eye on that. This is my esoteric cycle, and my esoteric cycle topped out here, and it was pushing lower, and it's saying now anywhere between July and August, maybe early September turning points. This was indicating more of a downside for now. So let's see how that behaves. The annual cycle saying that there's going to be a possible swing bottom in August, the first week. So that's why I'm leaning on that one a lot. A lot of stuff is showing up in August. What else? Turbo cycles is interesting. It's saying there's a bottom now. This is the oddball, but I figure I show it, to you guys just in case you're risky. You want to, buy in right now and maybe do a scalp or play options or whatever. This is the oddball one. This is the early one. Let's go into the seasonals. Let's get a little closer because it's a little messy. So you remember this date right here, earnings and all that, 84% down. You can see that prices continue pushing up, and we made a high here while this was indicating the quant algorithm. And there's a one coming up now, and it's lining up into August. We're looking at the Elliott wave. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then somewhere 5 around here to finish this correction, and then work, your wave 5 up to September, October. This is the annual and decimal. You can see that they're all kind of topping out here. I could kind of see maybe a pop here, and then push lower into August. All of this remains to be seen. Just wanted to show you what worked and what didn't work. And this is regards seasonality. Let's see. What else I wanted to show you? The Fourier, as you can see, from these two swing pivot points right here, you can see that the price projection was really nice. Was following good up to like right here. It kept going up while it was indicating that prices could potentially go lower. And it bottomed out somewhere between, first week of July, around there. And now it's pointing up. Could this be a possible pivot low? Could be. A lot of stuff is showing here with the turbo cycle too. The 128 technique is showing maybe a hot zone right here. Something to consider if you want to do a little scalp or options play. We look at the weekly bars, get a little closer. You can see the last 3 weeks have been negative. And also looking at the monthly bars, the last 2 months, we're current in July, are, as of right now, very negative. Parallel levels, we're below both of these. Next one would be right here at 1563. So that could probably be the end of wave 3. We'll see. Advanced support 1965. We failed it. Another levels I'm watching. Action and reaction lines. You can see that we're at support here. So that looks good. And let's see. The Gann square, you can see that right here, we're at support. So there's a lot of stuff that, is indicating that possibly we could maybe do a little bounce and then push lower. And then the RSI could do a little divergence to August. And that's how I'm kind of like, seeing it in my head. And then do a buying opportunity, finding the best support, using market profile and all that stuff. Hopefully you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on Cameco, but right now I'm on the sidelines, just waiting for the opportunity to get in and ride the wave higher. The futures are, pointing higher at 30 and change, but there's a lot of volatility, a lot of divergence going on, and you just gotta, stay on your toes and just watch price action. Like I said, price action is king. Everything else is secondary. Have a great weekend, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on Cameco using Gann pricing time technical analysis.